This is Nando and Jermaine for the Pound for Pound Boxing Show in association of Dirty South Boxing. Today we've got a very special guest, the Destroyer himself, Conor Benn. How you doing, Conor?
Yeah. I'm all blessed, man. You well?
All well, mate. All well. How's training going? How's camp?
Yeah, training's hard, mate. You know, we're putting in the work in for the big occasion.
I see the videos online. Obviously, I wanted to first talk about your stable. You're part of probably me personally, my favorite stable in boxing. A great bunch of great fighters. Obviously, Ted Cheeseman doing the job over the weekend, and you're all going on to big things. You got obviously Felix Cash for the British title. You got John Ryder potentially getting that world title. You got Craig going for the Bibble fight. How good is it that you guys got that brotherhood together, that you help each other out?
Yeah, I mean, it's all a blessing. Do you know what I mean? It's you know, we all work as a team. We got a friendly rivalry. We're all pushing each other. We all want each other to win. And you know, in this day and age and in this generation, it's very rarely you get people who generally want you to win and succeed and do the best you can. And you know, that's what our gym's all about.
Would you say it's Tony Sims' year?
Definitely, 100%.
Brilliant. Conor, man, thank you again for coming on. Absolute pleasure having you on. I want to ask you, obviously, your last fight was against Formella, a fantastic UD win. Your performance, would you say it was probably the best of your performance of your career so far?
Yeah, definitely. You know, in terms of, you know, on paper, he was 22-1, I believe. You know, his only loss come via Sean Porter. And, you know, I was very confident when people were writing me off. And, you know, it's allowed in boxing. But, I mean, you know, people saying it was a step up too far. The problem is we don't know where the ceiling is to my career. So, you know, we just got to test the waters and see where we're at every single time. I'm confident in my ability and my work ethic that, you know, I can weather any storm that comes my way.
Brilliant. Go on, Nando, I'll let you go.
Conor, I was going to bring up a name to you. Basically, I interviewed Chris Congo before his fight. Well, we both interviewed Congo and Mckinson before their fights. Congo was very vocal that after he deals with Mckinson, he wanted you as your next opponent. Obviously, it didn't go his way on Saturday. Was you surprised with Mikey Mckinson's performance on Saturday?
Not surprised at all. I mean, you know, Mckinson's very awkward, very tricky. And unless you force the pressure, which Congo didn't, I don't know what his strategy was, to be honest. You know, you watch all Mckinson's fights, he fights that way. So, you know, I was surprised that he was breezing the rounds. I mean, if I know I'm losing the rounds, I've got to go in there and try and iron him out, you know, and give it, you know, empty my heart out in there. So I did question that. But, you know, Congo talks, you know, because he's got massive size and, you know, it don't play a factor in it sometimes. You know, I've done rounds with Congo and, you know, the power isn't there. So, you know, you know, I knew it was going to be that sort of fight. It wasn't a very entertaining one. But, you know, I had Mckinson to win that fight 100% all day, based on how Congo's looked in his fights and how Mckinson's looked in his. Not that Mckinson's got the greatest style in terms of for the viewers, but, you know, he gets the job done.
He's ranked highly in the WBO. He's number 6 now. Is that a fight that in the future you would welcome?
Listen, I want the big British domestics. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'm on my own route. I'm ranked number, I think it's 13 with a IBF and number maybe 8 with a WBA. So, you know, I don't even know if I'm ranked in the WBO. You know, we're taking completely different routes. But, you know, the big British dust-ups are what the public want. You know, so hopefully he builds up his name. You know, because even now the public is still talking about me and Kelly, even after Kelly's defeat. You know, so we'll see, mate. I'm in on my own journey. I've never worried about what anyone else is doing or what anyone else has had to say, and it's clearly served me well.
I'm glad you brought up Kelly. Just one thing. I just want your opinion on Carl
Sorry,
Froch.
Hello?
You there?
You there, champ? Can
So
you
I
hear me?
can't hear you, boys.
One sec. Let me just fix that. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
No,
1 second. Jermaine, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
can't hear you, lads.
Hold on.
Um,
Champ, can you hear me now?
no,
Jermaine,
can't hear. I still can't hear you, boys.
see if Conor can hear you, Jermaine.
Can
Shall I
you hear me?
leave and then come back? Not that I can hear you. Just
Can
give
you hear
a
me,
nod.
Conor?
Oh, I'm gonna leave and come back.
All right.
And cool. Yeah, keep this open. Obviously, technical difficulties there. We'll be back shortly with Conor. Continue to on with the interview.
Yeah, just a reminder. Obviously, Conor Benn takes on Samuel Vargas 10th of April live on Sky Sports. It's going to be an explosive fight, but obviously you've got others on the undercard as well. Let's see if we can get Conor back.
Sweet.
Can you hear me,
now,
Conor?
champ?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Perfect. No, I was saying, I just wanted to just bring you brought up Kelly. I just wanted to ask your opinion on Carl Froch's comments after that Kelly fight. He said that obviously Kelly went straight into the European title. He said that these days a lot of fighters don't give much respect to the British title anymore and go through that path anymore. Do you agree with that?
I can see where he's coming from. You know, Yard skipped British level. Went straight for Kovalev. That was something we didn't have in plan. It wasn't. Oh, we tried our hardest to make that fight with Jenkins. We were waited basically a year. Oh, we were supposed to headline the first fight camp show. You think I'm going to sit down and wait around? No, mate. You wasted my time. Go and do what you got to do. And I'll focus on me. Would I have loved to have fought for the British title? Of course I would have. It's not about bypassing the British. It was never on the plan. It was never, let's skip British and go straight to XYZ. No, we wanted that British title bad. We're offering serious money, silly money. And I was willing to take a pay cut for it. Do you know what I mean? For that British title. And then it was like, well, okay then, like you lot keep messing around. I'll move on. It made no difference to me. I ain't gonna wait around. I got time on my side. When's he gonna get a payday like that again? He ain't. So, I'll push on, no problem. It doesn't matter. There's no ceiling to my career. We'll test the waters and see where I'm at. That's it. Win some, you lose some. It's the way of life. It's the way of boxing. The wheels keep moving.
If the opportunity did come that you face the winner of Jenkins and Usman, obviously for the right amount of money, would you take it?
It's not even about the money. I don't really. We'll see what I get with Vargas. I'm not gonna look at Echo or Jenkins or I've got my hands full with Vargas in front of me. I'm not gonna go, oh yeah, I'll take this. We'll see how it plans out. I'm not one to sit down and go, I like him or I like him. The only reason why we wanted the Kelly domestic was because that was a massive pay-per-view fight. Providing we both stayed undefeated. So we'll see. I'm not here looking at Jenkins, Echo, or anyone else in the British scene as anything. I thought he was put in front of me, and that's that.
100%. Conor, I want to talk a bit about a fight that's probably changed your career in terms of your first fight with Cedric Paynard. Absolute, obviously for the neutral fans, for the fans, it was an absolute cracker. It was the entertaining fight. You laid it all on the line. How much of a turning point was that fight for you in your career?
Oh man, I don't even know. Oh man, it was an hard fight, man. He was my boogeyman. He was tricky. He was unorthodox. The second fight, he come out southpaw for the whole fight, and I learned more from my two fights with him than I have any other fight. Do you know what I mean? I got put down twice, heavy heavy in the first round, you know. And then everyone said, "Oh, he's the bin man and all that, and all the he's not this, he's that." But then when he fought Echo, was then when I think people realised, oh, okay, this geezer can actually punch, because Echo looked like he was about to go a few stages in that fight. You know, Echo's a full season, you know, amateur and had a big amateur pedigree, boxed on GB, and he still struggled with him. So that says a lot about where I was at so early on in my career. You know, I weathered the storm. He can punch that Payne. I still ain't been hit by anyone harder than him yet. No, I'm not even messing. You know that Samba, is it, who fought Egerton?
Yeah, I know.
Egerton now. You see the way that Samba threw his punches?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how Payne throws his punches.
Okay.
Hard, heavy-handed, just heavy-handed. No explosiveness to it, but he throws the punches at an awkward pace that ain't fast and it ain't slow. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard to gauge it, and then he's jumping in and out because he's come from that kickboxing background. You know, if you knew he was explosive, boom, you can really react. But he's like neither here nor there. So it was a tricky one for me to overcome in my career. Then obviously my first southpaw was him. Managed to put him down 3 times with the back right hand. You know, so it's all learning, man. It's all growing, and you know that was a long time ago now. So you know, I'm bound to grow and be a different fighter. You learn from fights like that, provided God willing, God gave me strength to come through that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I watched that fight. It was a fantastic fight. Obviously, I've seen you come leaps and bounds since then. Obviously, you've matured as a fighter a lot. You can see the way your last performance was fantastic. Obviously, being out of the ring so long. How did it feel to get such a good performance against Formella after being out of the ring so long?
You sat out the ring for so long. I was in the ring 3 times a week sparring. You know, so I believe that. Listen, it's hard to say because age is on my side. I can't speak for people who are 28, 29, 30, 31, you know, completely different scenario. For me, being, you know, 24, 22 or 22, 23, maybe when the first pandemic, 23, 24, I'm still young. I've got time. I'm not in my prime. You know, I may fight like I'm in my prime, but I'm not in my prime yet. You know, so it didn't make I don't know. It didn't. I don't believe in ring rust if you're working. But then again, I'm young, fresh, no big, massive amateur pedigree, no tears and wounds and all that from battles, and you know. So everyone's different. Everyone's at their stage of their careers in, you know, different stages. So for me, it was a blessing. And you know, this year I plan on fighting Vargas. And then, you know, pushing on and having, you know, 2 more fights, 3 more fights, 2 more before the end of the year.
It's crazy to think you're only 24, Conor. Like, it's like you've been around for such a long time.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or bad thing, mate, but it's flown by, and you know, it feels like I've been here for a long time, you know. But you got to remember, I broke my jaw. I was out with that for 8 months. I tore the tendon on my hand. There, I was out for about a year. So, you know, 18 a year, say, I reckon probably say about 2 years I was out in my career. And I've been pro, 5 years? So my name's always hovering about because there's always people calling me out. I'm always in entertaining fights when I do fight. So my name's just always floating about.
I meant that in a good way, because I think you're showing the younger generation that's coming up to keep always active. You know, you've had more fights than certain people that are over 30 because they're not as active as much, but you just love to fight. So even if when you first made pro, you were fighting, what was it, 4 times a year, maybe more? You were just
5, 6.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So you were just showing the younger generation that that's the way to go as well.
Do you know what it is? I look when I watch the boxing. Who was headlining for the one before White?
Coley.
Coley.
Yeah.
I was looking at all the ages of everyone on the bill. 30, 31, 29. Like, and I thought, and do you know what? It was like a light bulb moment. I thought, come on, mate, go on, Con. You know, the young boy ain't doing it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm so young. I'm so young. Do you know what I mean? In comparison, what am I going to be like when I'm 30,
Exactly.
29? You know, I plan on having a few M's in my bank account. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, and, you know, I gave myself a pat on the back. So I don't look at these guys as a lot older than me. I look at them as the same age. You know, you look at Jenkins, look at Echo, they're 30, 31. You know, so I ain't rushing for nobody. Okay, can do one. I ain't rushing for none of you lot. For you lot to, you know, you lot are on your last legs, so to speak. You know, and you're not even at British level yet. So don't, you know, Sling, you do what you lot got to do. I focus on me because so far me focusing on me, I'm doing just good. You know what I mean? I'm doing fine. You know, I've got a good team around me, good promoter, good trainer, good management. I've got my dad, got myself, which it plays a massive part, and you know, loyal friends I've got wrapped around me. I don't give a toss about you know, XYZ calling me out. You do one. You know, all of you lot. Everyone calling me out is in their 30s. You know, I ain't rushing for you lot. I ain't doing you lot no favors. None of you lot. I'm sticking in my plan. I'm doing my thing. Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%. I agree with that because obviously at first when you came on the scene, everyone wanted to fight you because you was the legend's son. But you've made a name for yourself now, and there's a reason why now they want to fight you because you're up there. You're British level. You're at the top. So they want to beat the best out there. So at 24 years old. So
Yeah,
like you said, imagine when you reach 30, what's going to happen?
that's what I'm saying. You know, don't get me wrong. There's going to be ups and downs in my career. There's going to be fights I should have won and losses that I shouldn't have lost. Um, you know, but it's part of the game. It's part of learning. Shown that I can, you know, improve drastically from my first pro fight, drastically from the Payne fight. I felt like calling it quits after the Payne fight. I did, and you would. You naturally want everyone's going, yeah, he's a bum, he ain't gonna do this, he ain't gonna do that, he's not this, he's not that. You know, as a kid, as a 19, 20-year-old kid there and that, you know, you think, oh, should I just call it a day? No, it's impossible for you lot to progress. Do you know why it's impossible for you lot? Because that's your lot's mindset. And you lot stick with that mindset. You know, that's why you are where you are. Do you know what I mean? That's why you can come on Twitter and troll on your Saturday evenings. Well, fair play to you lot. Do you know what I mean? Fair play to all you lot. Because, you know, people say, you know, you got this. You can walk a day in my shoes and deal with the pressures I've got to deal with at 19, 20, 21, 22 without my family. You know, so you lot can do one. Do you know what I mean? And that's how I feel sometimes. And I see Campbell Hatton getting it bad. Oh, he's getting it bad. And I think, mate, and it really makes me angry. You know, like I can F and blind about it because it just really, really does piss me off. You know, bad. How some of the general public can be, and it just you know puts me off people. Do you know what I mean? People who go, "Oh, I thought Conor was a tosser now, but he's all right." Well, cheers, mate. You know what I mean? You know, and it's sad because he's a young boy trying to achieve his dreams. Fair play to him. Fair play to Campbell for giving it a go. His dad's well off. His dad's caked. He ain't got to choose the hardest sport in the world. And then they claim he's living off his dad's name. Nah, mate. Don't get it twisted. Would I love to be at home in Australia with my dad's 8-bedroom mansion with a cinema room? With, you know, not got to worry about nothing. Would I? And would many others? Of course they would. So how can you say living off your dad? Oh, it's just madness. You know what I mean? It really gets me going. You know, and you see all other fighters going, oh, your daddy's boy and all that. And, you know, just living off your dad. He ain't living off his dad's name. You know, and the blessings he has got come his way. That's why his dad worked hard. And you know what? I'm so sad to think that my son's going to get this same negativity. My son's going to get this same criticism because I worked hard to give him them blessings. But yet some people can make him resent them blessings because of the way their upbringing is. You know, it makes me sick to my core. And, you know, I can't stand people like that. It puts me off people.
Do you know what the
Yeah.
blessing is, Connor, as well? I'll just say one thing. The fact that you've gone through it, you can prepare your child for that
I
when they
shouldn't have
grow up.
to.
I know,
I
and
shouldn't
that's
have
the
to.
world we live in.
Do
They
you
need
know
to
what I mean?
stamp down on Twitter. They need to make a thing where you need to put your ID, your passport, everything to make an account.
Well, of course they
Because
do, because you know I went through this phase of depression where you know I really struggled. I come into the gym like bawling my eyes out after sparring for no reason. I just couldn't deal with it. Just saying, Tony, I can't do this, mate. I can't do this. Do you know what I mean? I can't. It's just too much. Not the boxing. I love fighting. I love fighting. but the public can easily make you hate fighting.
Yeah.
The public can easily make you go, well, why do I do this for? And then you got to remind yourself the reason why I fight is because I love fighting.
Yeah.
And when you silence out all the noise, and you can focus on what it is, why you actually fight. Layer it down. Why do I fight? Because I love to fight. Because I love to win. And not for the love of money. The money's great. Don't get me wrong. The money's so good. When you're winning. But I love to fight, and the public can take that away from you. So I feel like I went on a little bit of a rant and aggression there. I didn't mean to, but it does really get me going. And it's one of the things I see Campbell getting it, and I'm like, you guys have no idea how this boy's feeling. Do you know what I mean? You have no idea how hard it is. And he said, "Oh no, he's got his family there with him, but still don't make it right." Do you know what I mean? From all the things I've been seeing, and it took me back to that place where I experienced it. It took me back to that place. And obviously I'm so far from there now, and I'm my own man, and I've had to build thick skin, and I have, but just how sad that is, because I weren't the way I am now back then. It's a lot more. I'll give people the benefit of the doubt. Now they've got to prove innocent, so to speak, to get my friendship or my loyalty, or now they've got to prove. It shouldn't be. You should give everyone the benefit of the doubt. But, everyone's a wrong until proven right.
Yeah.
And and that's how it all changes. Sorry, I'm just going into one here because it's just it annoyed me. Can't hear you, mate.
Can't hear you, Jermaine.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Let's talk a bit about Samuel Vargas. Obviously, you're fighting him in less than 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
He's been in there. He's been in there with some top fighters, the likes of obviously Amir Khan, the likes of Danny Garcia,
Virgil Ortiz, Errol
Virgil Ortiz,
Spence.
the list. Was it Errol Spence as well? He's been there with. He's been there with some top names. Obviously, Luis Gonzalo as well. How confident are you that you can beat him in a better fashion than any of these fighters did?
I just believe I believe I can beat him good. You lot soon see. Do you know what I mean? I believe I can beat anyone here on my good night. Do you know what I mean? On a good Conor Benn night, no one can live with me. And that's my self belief, and you've got to have self belief in this sport. And I just believe I'm prepared for anything he brings. And I'm confident that I'm the better fighter.
Another question I want to ask, obviously, what was I say? Basically, you had done an interview with Coogan, and you came out, you spoke Spanish, and you said you wanted them to meet you. You wanted them to meet you in the middle of the ring. How much is it that you want to actually go to war with him and put a great show on for the fans as well?
I don't think that's what I said. I mean, I hope he
Sorry.
does. I hope he does. Anyway, but I don't. That's not what I said. But I hope he does. A great fight for the fans. I haven't got to try and give a great fight to the fans. It's the way I fight. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna go. Cool, I need to make this exciting. Nah. When has there ever been a boring Conor Benn fight? There ain't. And that's just because of the way I throw my shots with bad intentions. It's the way I grit down. It's the way my attitude when I'm in there. And that's just, I don't ever think about, oh, this has got to be a good one for the fans, because it just is.
100%.
I wanna bring up someone that's on your undercard, Connor. Someone that I saw her interview with Coogan. I had no idea. Basically, Ebanie Bridges. She said that she lives around the corner from your dad, and she's really good friends with your sister India. Did you ever think that she would ever get to this level of fighting on a world title and being on your undercard as well?
No, it's mad because we used to train together. So it's just bizarre how it all plans out.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like it's mental. Do you know what I mean? But it's she can punch, she can fight, and she comes to have it. So the British public are in for a treat with her style.
Can you see that fight going the distance?
Nah, can't. No, I ain't going points. It'll be an hard fight, grueling fight, I reckon.
Yeah, it's a fight I'm looking forward to. Obviously, I'm looking forward to your fight as well. But it's a great fight, and obviously they've been going back and forth a bit on Twitter as well.
I don't see all that, man. I'm off social media really, unless I log on somebody else's phone. Like I don't have Insta on my phone. It's run for me. Do you know what I mean? I'm not. I just can't be bothered no more. And you sort of lose. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what people are saying about me. I don't know, but the reality is I don't care. I don't care enough to have smoke blown up my rear, but then I also don't need the negativity. So either way, it don't serve no purpose for me apart from keeping my fans interacted. But then if I do see a comment on there, I'll say, guys, I'll comment back to the guy. If I'm with my media guy, I'll reply back to people when I see something. Or on Twitter, or like the other day, I had to log in with him to get the post up. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, I don't have it on my phone, man. So I don't know what's going on. I can't see no beefing. I can't see none of that. I enjoy the moment.
You think that's a good thing? Obviously, when you're in, especially when you're in fight mode, you're like week out from the fight. You can just basically take yourself away from all that.
Not even a week out from a fight, bro. I ain't had social media on my phone for about a year. So it just because, I'm enjoying, life.
Yeah.
Life. There's so much more life outside of boxing, man.
Yeah.
Instead of all, heated up aggression and I ain't about all that. I got a beautiful wife here that I've got a relationship to focus on. I'm the dad now to focus on. I've got my house that we're doing building work on. I can focus on and real things that really matter. I don't get me wrong. Winning is so important to me, and I train so hard. But there's more to life. Do you understand? And that ain't me taking away from everyone else. But you can sometimes get so caught up in it, you forget to sit back and count your blessings. Do you know what I mean? Oh, this guy's calling me out. Yeah, what? Yeah, what? And you can stay in that frame of mind. Why do I want to be in that frame of mind when I'm sitting at home because of some fool calling me out on Twitter? Do you know what I'm saying? So I think it affects everyone differently. So I just come off it and, I enjoy life, man. I'm such a blessed man. And, I don't know what I've done to deserve this, but, I'm grateful to God every single morning. I pray to him, grateful for what I do have. And, I won't be where I'm without him.
Brilliant. Another thing I want to talk about is obviously the fight that's happened on the weekend. A good friend of yours, Dina White, got redemption against Povetkin. How good was his performance, and how happy was you to see him bounce back with a victory?
Listen, you see the British fighters, yeah? I back every single British fighter. Do you know what I mean? Like, relevant whether I like you or not, I want you to win. Do you know what I mean? Maybe gritting through my teeth. I want you to win, but not Dylan White. Obviously, he's my guy. He's got a lot of time for me. He's my boy. He's taken time out to give me advice and tips on a few things in life itself. So and he's one of them people who go, who cares what the public say, man? Who cares? You know what Dylan's like.
Yeah.
No, who gives a rat's ass what they think? You focus on you, man. You do your thing. You're a good fighter. Believe in yourself. And that's how he is with me. Do you know what I mean? So I got a lot of love for Dylan. I was so proud to see him win, man. And I bet there was a lot. I don't know, say there was a lot of nerves. Maybe there weren't. Knowing Dylan, he just loves a fight, and that's how he will be remembered. I'm really happy for him, man.
Yeah, likewise. Fantastic performance. Obviously, we always were hoping he would get the stoppage, and it's a great stoppage.
Yeah, man, he looked in great shape, and made the floodgates of heaven open upon his career now. And finally get the shot he deserves.
100%.
Let's get this Wilder fight done.
Yeah, man, I think that'd be a cracking fight. I think he knows what he's got to do. He knows the blueprint's there. The Fury left the blueprints right there. Walk him down. People were scared before they even got in the ring with him because his knockout power, weary and hesitant. White will go in there and rough him right up. Like a Brixton boy, go in there and rough him right up. Do you know what I mean? And he'll do that. And he'll do it because he's ruthless, he's relentless. So I'd love to see that fight.
Conor, I want to ask you a question. I don't know if you want to answer it or not, but all our guests have. They've been non-biased, even matchroom fighters. Obviously, potentially the biggest heavyweight fight going to happen in history. Do you have a prediction for that?
Fury AJ. It's an hard one, man. Because I think if one of them could beat, if there was anyone that could beat Fury, it'd be AJ. If there's anyone that could beat AJ, it'd be Fury. So that's me sitting on the fence. But I think when AJ hits someone, you stay hurt.
Yeah.
But then again, anyone Wilder's fault, he's knocked out cold. So, and then Wilder's unpredictable, whereas AJ's predictable. So Fury knows what's what with AJ because he's a textbook powerhouse. So whereas Wilder wings for the fences. But then AJ, it depends what way AJ comes in at. Is he going to be light on his feet in and out, able to close the gap on Fury? It's a good one. It's a good fight, man. I think it all comes down to what weight AJ comes in at.
Okay. Do you think it would be lighter or heavier?
Lighter, 100%. Lighter,
Do you think
100%.
Do you think it'd be lighter than it was against Ruiz in the rematch?
I think he'd have to be to keep the in and out, keep his footwork sharp for the 12. I think he'd have to be. I think, and if he comes in heavy, I think he may be too heavy, too stiff for the likes of Fury. But I think his explosiveness, his power, his shot selection is way better than Wilder's. It's just a cracking fight for the fans, to be honest, man. I'm gonna have to give that a pass.
Conor, there's one name I want to bring up to you, and he was brought up to you live on Sky. I know you said obviously it's not about now what you see on Twitter. You got to grind your teeth. You can't just be like let's have it. But it's hard for you being there at the Sky Sport live on Sky Sports and Marku being in the ring and calling you out like that. Was it hard to stay calm, or did you just laugh off in this thing?
No, I generally laughed it off. Do you know what I mean? His self belief is second to none. I've not ever met anyone with as much self belief as him. So fair play to him. But I mean, based on the last two performances, you just sort of go like, nah, mate. Like you drew with Jamie Stewart, and you got to remember he's like 28, 29. So again, he's coming. So he's like there. When people want to compare, well, you got put down by Payne. I was like 19, 20. Do you know what I mean? I was a young boy. No fighting that background at all. And then he got put down by Charlton, who's a light welterweight. He's tiny in comparison. And then you just think, like surely not, mate. Like, surely not. Like, I know you've got loads of supporters, but, never once has anyone come up to me on road and gone, fight him. All his supporters, I don't know, they pipe up on social media. I've never actually had anyone say to me, oh, yeah, fight him. Or I won't fight him anyway, to be honest, because he's irrelevant. He thinks beating a Charlton or, drawing with a Jamie Stewart, it's mad. It's mad. It's funny, though, because even if he could come up to me and confront me in my face, there's nothing there, bruv. Like, I ain't got no beef for you. Like, you're nothing to me. I ain't got that energy to play with your rubbish. That's not got anything to do with anything. People go, it's a good payday. I don't need a payday. Thank you. I don't need a payday. I'm sweet. I'm on about, pushing on in my career. So, and sometimes he takes things a little bit too personal. And I don't like it. It leaves a bad taste in the general public's mouth about him. So, nah, man, you just, as I said, you take it with a pinch of salt and you laugh.
You'd be happy to know, because you said you're not on social media, you don't see what's going on. He doesn't want you anymore. He wants a Hara Davis now.
Are you joking? No. That's what the talk is on the streets, yeah?
Well, O'Hara wants it. O'Hara wants it as well. They both want it. At
He
140.
gets beat. He gets beat, man. He gets beat, and I think Congo deals with him and all. Well, of course he does. You can't put Charlton up there with Congo or Ahara or even Jamie Stewart. You can't put. You got to remember these two performances he's had are live on Sky, the biggest platform going, and he's not delivered. Do you know what I mean? How can like what way put you down? He ain't no Ahara Davis. And Jamie Stewart. We're not no. This ain't no. Like I don't know. He's got a big following, but Ahara Davis will get to him round. I don't know. It could be early doors, 4 or 5, just because OD can whack. Congo's boxing brain's way too smart for him. But listen, I wish him all the best. I ain't got no beef or grudge with fighters. I can't be asked, man. Get a life. Get a life. Do you know what I mean? Get off social media. Stop. Just enjoy life, man. Live. Life's too short to be aggressive, angry, bitter, and nobody really cares, really, man. Do you know what I mean? No one cares, man.
Totally. Connor, we done a story on our Instagram after obviously Josh Kelly versus Avanesian, and we put a potential fight against yourself and Avanesian. You actually shared it on your story.
No.
Would you ever welcome a fight with David Avanesian in the future?
Listen, I welcome a fight with anyone who's higher than me. Do you know what I mean? It's not. I like Avanesian, but I went into a change room to congratulate him. I know he's training with Carl Greaves, Alan Levine, like they're cool guys. Do you know what I mean? I like Avanesian, but he will push on. He will fight now for someone a lot higher level. I mean, in terms of world title shots. But I'll fight him, man. It's if it makes sense, that sort of fight makes sense for the European. The British we tried European. If that fight gets made. Listen, I've got to deal with Vargas first. I welcome a fight of anyone who's at a higher ranking than me.
Conor, if you was a betting man, how is Felix Cash going to beat Denzel Bentley? Because there's no point in me saying who's going to win that, because I know you're going to say Felix. So how is he going to win?
Knockout, definitely. I mean, I've done 25 minutes in the box. 15 of them minutes were with Felix Cash, and then I've done 8-round spar with Felix. Relentless. If there's any fighters out there that I think like my cup of tea, he's up there. He's ruthless, relentless, spiteful. Got charisma. He's got the full package, and I think the Denzel Bentley fight, people will see half of what Felix is made of. Because I think he'll dispatch. No pressure on him, obviously. I reckon he knocks him, and I like Denzel as well. So, but I've seen Felix in the gym. He's ruthless, relentless, and he don't give you a breather. He's on you like a rash. You think I fight like that? He's like me but just moves mad for a middleweight. So I reckon round 7, 8.
And when Craig Richards shocks the world and wins the world title, how is he going to do that?
It's going to be a tough fight. That's going to be a tough fight. But then obviously Bivol's Bivol. So, but I believe all the nights Craig's had up until now, all his learning nights, hard fights, what's his name? Sterling. What's his name? Yeah, but what's the other geezer now? Sterling.
What's his name?
You know what I'm talking about, though, don't you?
Yeah. He's light heavyweight. I know Sterling though. He fought.
All right. Well, Sterling.
He fought Dan Aziz recently, didn't he?
That's it. Sterling, Jackham Peters, Buglioni, Jake Ball. All these fights are learning fights to prepare him for where he is now. When you talk about people cleaning up domestically, he's done just that.
Yeah. Andre Sterling, wasn't it?
That's it.
That's
That's it, man.
Brilliant. Conor, before we let you go, do you have a message for the fans and a message for Samuel Vargas in English, not in Spanish?
Just a big thank you to all my supporters, really. This career's been such a blessing. It's been such a journey. Grateful for every single one of you. Really am. Do you know what I mean? So, plenty more nights to come, entertainment to come. I'm glad you guys are on this roller coaster journey with me. So far, it's been pretty good. You know, and well, I guess just be ready, man. You know, and which he will come. He will come ready. He will come prepared because he's he's a seasoned pro. You know, when you talk about, you know, fringe world level, that's him. So, you know, I'm preparing for a hard fight and, you know, prepared for it to go to full 12. I believe I can stop him, but I believe it'll be a tough fight while it lasts.
Brilliant. Conor, I want to say thank you on behalf of me and Jermaine for taking your time to speak to us today. It's an absolute honor to speak to you. We've been wanting to speak to you for such a long time and we're huge fans. And congratulations to you and your wife again for the birth of your son. Me and Jermaine know how much of a blessing it is to be a father. So, so good luck on
I
April
appreciate
10th.
that, boys. Thank you.
No
No
problem.
problem, champ.
Take care and stay
Yeah.
safe.
God bless.
Look after yourself. All the best.